the 7 ancestral spirits of creation. Thank you for creating all of the universes and the multi dimensions. I also want to give thanks to the angels, the ancestors, and want to give thanks to all y'all and ask for all you for protection from those that are claiming to be righteous but are actually unrighteous, and to protect all of us that's striving for righteousness on this journey or this path or this um realm or this dimension called the the material or the physical plane or the abode. Please protect us from all the negative entities and energies, and to also most definitely be there for us through thick and thin. For we need the comfort and the divine love from you all. Ashe. Bobo. All right. Happy Sunday. I put 2 videos in the description box. One dealing with the I think Verdidas Washington Gaston L. Bay. She was the empress of the Washita who were over here first. And also I put a video up with the sister named Miss Nebraska that I've been telling y'all about. So please take heed to the stuff that I've been sharing with you all. Today I'm not gonna be on here long because I realized that a lot of people are not ready for the stuff I'm talking about from what my mentor told me. Because I told him what I'd be talking about on my YouTube channel, and he said that a lot of the people are not ready for it. And I believe him because my numbers should be up, and I feel as though that I was sabotaged, um, so I wouldn't speak on the stuff that I speak about. It's not me dealing with the content. It's about stuff that happened, and I'll leave that alone. And I feel like it's not cool because it's like you can tell when people don't want you to speak. You can tell when people don't want the truth out there. You can tell when the people want to hear the lies and deal with the confusion. So you got too many people that's teaching confusion and chaos and lies and don't want to go into full details. It's too many agents, and then at the same time, it's sickening to the point where as though I feel as though that maybe I don't need to be on YouTube sometime. Maybe I need to keep my mouth shut. Maybe I don't need to talk. Maybe I should just step down because I feel like I've been sabotaged long enough to the point where as though the people that actually have higher views and subscribers, people rather listen to them than rather listen to somebody like yours truly that's actually coming with some videos and come with books and try to teach you who you are and what you are. Um, I want to get back to being tech savvy, so maybe that's another reason why my numbers are not as high as they supposed to through the sabotage and through the mayhem and mischief that took place with me. Um, because I understand that people don't want me to talk, and I understand that. I don't know why people don't want me to speak. I feel as though that if I do, they want to watch me and try to keep me quiet. I feel like they don't want to know who so-called black people really are. I feel as though that I feel as though that truth, truth be told, they want to keep everybody asleep. That's what I think. I went from 2 to 1. I mean 6 to 2 people. So that's how I know I'm being watched, and it's not cool. You understand? It's not cool that I'm being watched. Then my numbers go down. So it's like where I'm at with this. Maybe I don't need to be talking no more because I feel as though people that know that I know don't want me to talk and they thought they shut me down. But in actuality, I feel as though that they're misguiding the people. They've been misguiding the people for years. And you're not a FBA. I put 2 videos in the description box. One with Miss Nebraska, the other one with the Washita Empress that passed away 10 years ago. Verdidas Washington Gaston Bay, L Bay. And Bobby Hemmett broke down how she owned the whole United States all the way up to Canada. And then he also mentioned who we are. And I posted up Miss Nebraska so y'all can see the connection between us, Haiti, and Louisiana. And then I also found out that I'm Haitian, that I'm Creole. I found that my family is Creole from Louisiana. And the spiritual practices that my family came from was what you call Santeria, voodoo, and all the above. How you doing? That Morgan, Whalen or Wallen, biggest boy fan. How you doing? And what I'm finding out that a lot of so-called black people came from Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? I migrated up north, and then they also have a connection to Haiti, and also a lot of us were Creole. I'm finding out a lot of this, and that the Empress owned the whole United States at one point in time, and they did some foul things to her. Um, and also she went and won the war, won against the United States, getting Louisiana getting illegally purchased. Then to top all that, the whole Nasara and Jasara movement, she was the one that implemented it before she died. So all of y'all that's talking about Nasara Jasara, the Empress, thanks to the research done by Dr. Kia Pruitt, a so-called black woman put forth and made Nasara Jasara for the indigenous people of this land. And then Jasara was also implemented because of her too, which is dealing with the whole entire planet as well. So therefore, I feel as though that people don't want me to talk, but all I want to do is try to educate everybody in the human race, including the palm colored people and my people, so y'all can know the truth. And then so you can know that the people that practice that was in Louisiana that looked like me were Creole people, and at the same time they practice Santeria, they practice voodoo, they practice other practice spiritual practices, hoodoo, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So in all actuality, you got people that are called it witchcraft, and it was not used for witchcraft, and people keep on messing that up because they're not educating themselves, and they're still blinded by religion. You're still blinded by the Christian faith. The Christian faith was created to confuse you, and it's nothing but a branch of ancient African and also indigenous practices that they watered down and have you thinking one thing, and you fail to realize the Vatican ruled on all those religions. Judaism, Islam, Christianity were the main ones. Those main three. Meanwhile, while you're praising to a sky daddy, you don't even realize your ancestors and your real creator is waiting for you right now to start coming back into your practices, your indigenous practices. And y'all just don't get it. And also, you need to know the laws of the land. The laws of the land is supposed to help you and educate yourself. You're not an FBA. You never were FBA. That was the same thing with what Jesse Jackson said about so-called black people calling y'all African American. The African American thing is named after food, named after pork, chicken, and beef. You're not African American. You never were. You're not even Black American because black is don't stand in the court of law. But anyway, I just want to share that information with y'all, and I just want to know who gave gave the thumbs up and like what I said because I don't know. Mm, really? You said shut up? Okay, I'll do that. So it's like people trying to tell me something. This is how I know that you're a troll, and this is how I know that you're probably coming from somebody else. And a lot of y'all don't want me to talk. I don't understand. Y'all don't want me to talk, but yet I'm saying facts. I guess that y'all do want me off of YouTube, huh? And see, this is the thing that I don't get. This is why I have the Rumble and all of that. But I digress. You know, I'm at the point that a lot of us don't want to know who we are. You got people like Dan Calloway that tell you, but he don't give the exact information that he need to give you on where to start. That's why I put up the sister Miss Nebraska up. She put the video up her talking about the 14th Amendment, and it has a lot to do with the woman, the melanated woman that is. So the so-called Black woman of America. That hopefully you could be able to look at that video because she says a lot of stuff in that about the 14th Amendment that y'all need to know because it don't make any sense. You've been lied to so many times, and you still want to listen to these agents out here that think they know what they're talking about, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They want to call you FBA. They're gonna say that you're a foundational Black American that don't exist. They want to talk to you and say that you're African American. You don't even know what part of Africa you're really from. Truth be told, like I told y'all, the Emperor Sheba III said that this country is also considered Africa too. The Africa stretched from Africa. The real name for Africa is called Kebulon, if I'm not mistaken. So from there to India to the Americas was considered Africa or El Kebulon. So therefore, you're still stuck talking that you're African American, that you're foundational Black American, and all that other stuff. It do not exist in the court of law. I keep telling y'all that, but you want to listen to these agents and let you know that you are that. Y'all went back to sleep. When Obama came back in office, he rocked you right back to sleep. Then, then you had other people that put you back to sleep too. Because the problem is y'all all looking for leaders, and the leaders, every time a leader come, you assassinate them. Anytime a teacher comes that bring the truth to all of y'all, not all, I mean not all of y'all, some of y'all, majority of those that don't want to hear it, you want to get rid of them. You want to bash them. You want to attack them. You want to get rid of them. You want to give them a bad name. You want to attack them so bad to annihilate their whole entire character, so they won't come out in the open and start telling you who you are. This is why not all of you, but many are still asleep. You want to listen to these people that has this so-called charisma or that's charismatic, but are talking to you just to be talking. They're not even telling you. They're not even putting up the videos. And not even trying to give you the documentation to show that. I'm working on it. But however, if I'm going to give you a presentation, I want to do it right. I'm going to give you the best. But the thing is, you have to wake up and stop trying to follow people and find out yourself. And this is the sad situation. You want to keep listening to these people saying that you FBA and you not. Like the sister, like Sister Miss Nebraska said, the connection between Haiti and Louisiana is real serious. A lot of us been indigenous, and a lot of people don't even know that Louisiana have cities in that state that's named after indigenous tribes. That's also in one of the videos that I put in the description box. So therefore, yeah, I will. Thank you for saying to keep talking. Thank you for saying to keep talking. I appreciate it. I'm telling y'all, stop listening to this FBA thing. It's putting you back to sleep. You're not FBA. That is agent talk. I'm telling you what I know. They don't want you to know that you're indigenous, and then what they do, they'll say, "Oh yeah, y'all, FBA's y'all indigenous, and y'all been here already." That's like hypocritical. Either you're indigenous or you're not. Black does not stand in the court of law. I'm telling you, it doesn't stand. In the Black Laws Dictionary, if I'm not mistaken, the fourth edition, when you look up the word American, it says copper colored. Copper colored. Not many people came over here on slave ships. At least like 200 or 300,000 came on here on slave ships. I told y'all to listen to that video, that song by Stevie Wonder called Misrepresented People. Listen to that song carefully by Stevie Wonder, Misrepresented People. Stop falling for the okey doke. Jesse Jackson got the people with that whole African American thing. Now you got people saying FBA, FBA. There's no such thing as foundational Black American. It don't exist in the court of law. I'm trying to tell y'all something. On TikTok, look up the sister Miss Nebraska. It's a lot of things that she have on her videos, and I give her all the credit for because she talks about law, who we are as indigenous people, the connection between Haiti and the Louisiana people of Louisiana. Really, is it pronounced Merle? I can't. I don't want to mess up your name. I apologize, but I'll make you a mod though because you actually listening. But let's look up Miss Nebraska and type in on YouTube if you ain't able to look at the description, look at the videos in the description box. Type in Washington Empress, and you'll see one where you have two videos of Bobby Hemmett, where Bobby Hemmett is giving a lecture, and then you have another with Bobby Hemmett talking and let you know that the Empress of the Washita during the time when she was alive, she owned the whole United States all the way up to Canada. They did not want the people to do that, so they took the land from her, where they only gave her Louisiana. I'm telling you what I know and what I've been finding out. You're not FBA. You've never been FBA. That is another way of them trying to mess you up. We have to know the laws of the land. You have to look up Mansa Musa. King Mansa Musa came over here on his own ships, and he traded with the indigenous people over here. And guess what? He decided to stay over here. He decided to stay over here. He let his own, I think his nephew or son, whoever it was, he started running the kingdom, and he went back to where they came from. And Mansa Musa and a lot of his people stayed here with their indigenous people. And what y'all don't know, that a lot of them have feathers as well. If you look at certain African tribes, they have feathers. Y'all need we gotta really start waking up here, because this whole thing with FBA is getting out of hand. You even got Ryan Coogler saying he FBA, and then the movie that he made, Sinners. A lot of y'all don't even realize that when they had the natives in there, those practices were actually our practices, and a lot of that was dealing with practitioners that was dealing with hoodoo, santeria, and many others that were already being practiced over here. We already practice voodoo, santeria, Ifa over here, because there's a kingdom in South Carolina of the Yoruba people. Which ones? Um, you talking about the spiritual practices? You have voodoo, which is voodoo, santeria, hoodoo, hoodoo, and Ifa. We already practice that over here. I'm telling you what I know. I did the research yesterday. My dad literally told me, when I spoke to my dad, he said, "Son, your last name Forte is French." And he said, you talking about the Washita? You might be talking about the Washita. Oh, rain got on my daggone lens. Are you talking about the Washita? Or you talking about FBA? See, this is why I wish I had a way that we could talk verbally so I can know what you're talking about. Because that's what I want to work on, is start getting stuff like that soon. But look up Bobby Hemmett. Bobby Hemmett. That's his name, Bobby Hemmett. Type in Washita Empress and you'll have two videos of Bobby Hemmett. He's giving a lecture. Then the other one, he's literally talking about the Empress owning the whole United States, and how they only gave her, I'm only summarizing how they only gave her Louisiana. And the state of Louisiana are named after indigenous or Native American tribes. A lot of the cities are locations. Okay. Um, I'm telling y'all what I know. Like, they're not trying to tell y'all this stuff. They've been hiding this information. You're not a FBA, you're not a foundational black American. They're doing the same thing that Jesse Jackson did. They're trying to rock you back to sleep. That's why you have the what's his name? That's why you have the oh my gosh, I just had a brain, oh my goodness. That's why you have the Rod Hayes is coming out. You have the other brother came out that's talking about us being indigenous. Even down to Young Elder, he posted up a video of the Empress of the Washita before she passed away. Um, Dane Calloway, that's the other brother that's been talking about this too. So everybody keep on saying we FBA. We not FBA. We never were FBA. Never were. I don't understand where y'all get this FBA thing from. It's something that was made up, and there's another form of saying that you're African American. Just saying that you're a foundational Black American. That means you're pretty much a foundational African American. The word black in the court of law means dead, means death. It's also dealing with the Christian color codes that was created by the Vatican. The Vatican created the Christian color codes between white and black when in actuality white is a status and black means death. That's why when people come over here, many immigrants come over here, they sign up as being white. That's why they get the statuses and all of that and get the money and all of that other stuff. That's why they do it. Good. I'm glad that I hope that you found it. So everything I'm saying to you is true. Christian color codes didn't know what the whole black and white thing in the Black Laws Dictionary. I think the fourth edition. If you look up American, if it's not the fourth, it's the fifth edition. If you look up American, it says copper colored, and people like us are copper colored. We're not black. Then you gotta look up the Dawes Rolls. The Dawes Rolls, which is spelled Dawes, Rolls, I think is Rolls. During that time, you had Caucasian men that would sign up and say that they're Indian, and they'll slide $5, which make them a $5 Indian. That's why you look at a lot of tribes today. They look more like this than copper colored, and they took the benefits because what? No, Bobby Hemmett, Hemmit, Hemmett, Hemmett. Look up Bobby Hemmett, Bobbymmitt. So that's what they are not telling you. The Dawes Rolls is when they pretty much used paper genocide against us as a people and told us that we were black. And then you had the Caucasian or the palm colored men that would slide over the $5, and they became what you call a $5 Indian today. A lot of these a lot of these people that saying that they tribes and everything, a lot of them were created by the US government and so on. These names that the government pretty much tried to create and everything. And when the Seminole Wars took place, with the Geechee Gullah people and the Yamasee tribe is also closely connected to the Washita tribe that were over here, because the Creek. A lot of people don't know that the original Creeks. He said because they're slow and they don't want to know the truth. You know what? I'm sorry for laughing, but you know what? I've been saying stuff like talking like this stuff for a while now, and I say the same thing over and over again because I feel like people need to hear it over and over again so it can be implemented in their heads. Because honestly, honestly, the so-called white ideology, or what they call white supremacy, or the so-called white supremacy, they knew what they did. They knew what they did. I mean, 19 Keys is fine, but I try to be careful with people like him too, because there's a lot of stuff that go on. A lot of these people that come out charismatic, be careful of them. I'm just saying because I have nothing against none of my brothers. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? But I try to listen to the elders like the Bobby Hemmitts, the Dr. Francis Quest Welsons, the Dr. Phil Valentines, uh, Dr. Delbert Blair. I listen to them. This brother that passed away named Azil Bey. Azil Bey was pretty great when he talked. A brother named Hakeem Bey, when before they took him away. Um, I locked him up, and who else? I listened to Dr. Ben Yakinen. I listened to him. Yeah, we've been a strong people from day one. But look up the sister named Miss Nebraska on Instagram. Miss Nebraska on Instagram. But we always been a strong people from day one. But a lot of our people still want to follow these people that got this charisma, and what they don't realize, they will run where the money is because they look at it as a hustle. All that hotep and stuff, and that's a hustle. The conscious community is filled with charlatans, thieves, pimps, and so on. It's not the same when the elders were there. I only listen to the elders now. I don't listen, and the ones that's no longer here. I don't listen to these new people. A lot of them already been bought, already been sold, and all they focusing on is money. Matter of fact, the dear brother Asita Duke of Tears, he spoke on that. That's why he went. That's one of the reasons why he moved down to Florida, because he said that the conscious community had a meeting. They had a meeting one day, and they was like, if we start teaching, misleading the people, and start getting the money, that's all that matters. I'm just summarizing and paraphrasing what he said. It was all about the money now. It's not about people learning. It's about the money. And you have people like yours truly. I don't want your money. I just want you to do the research yourself. I don't need that. I'm not asking for donations. I'm not asking for none of that stuff. I want you to really start thinking. I want you to start seeing what makes sense and what don't make sense. I want you to really be like, that don't sound right. Let me do more research on that. We were a strong spiritual people over here. We had a lot of empresses over this country. Our country at one point in time was a matriarchal country, not patriarchal, but matriarchal. We had more empresses than we had as the as royalty than we had the men. And if you look at the word inheritance, it got the word her in it. Inheritance. So it dealt with the woman because she was the original nation builder. Because everybody had to come through the Stargate, what you call the womb. The womb is a portal. Our ancestors knew that. A lot of them did what you call intercourse or procreation as also a rite, what you call a ritual as well. And they also use it as a form of healing and interconnecting with one another. What happened when the settlers came over here? That's great. I'm glad you like Billy Constant too. Um, I'm really glad that you do. So, but here's the thing: when we did that, we used that procreating as healing energy and so on, and then connection, and it also had us get involved in what you call sex magic, where two people that were together, that were husband and wife, they would make things manifest by having procreation time or intercourse. Um, that's some real stuff. Um, but I don't really deal with Billy Carson though like that, because a brother of mine showed me a video with him saying that he was abducted by Greys, and he got his knowledge from the Greys, and the Greys are not a good form of a good form of extraterrestrials. They actually are very destructive and very evil. That's what Billy Carson have a video saying that. Um, and that's sad because a lot of people follow Billy Carson. Hello, a lot of people follow Billy Carson, and it's sad that he said that. He really came out in the open and said that, and he always kept on saying how the Anunnaki and a lot of extraterrestrials were melanated or copper colored. And when palm colored man interviewed him and said what color, um, exactly, when a palm colored man asks him what color were the aliens, he gonna say I don't know. And I'm like, dude, you just said the Anunnaki were melanated people in a lot of your videos, and then you're gonna try to say a lot of extraterrestrials are melanated. Now, sudden when a palm colored man asks you what color were they, you gonna say I don't know. And I'm like, what? So that's why I question a lot of these people. A lot of these people are plants that were planted into teaching the people and bring chaos and confusion. I did a video talking about the archons. The archons, and they're called the archons that was created by the demiurge. And you're right, people don't get it. They're not going to get it because they still sleep. A lot of the people are still waiting for the second coming of Jesus. A lot of people are still walking around saying repent, repent, repent. And I look at it like, repent to who? Who am I repenting to? I'm not a Christian. I take accountability for my flaws and the stuff that I say wrong. I take accountability for the stuff that I do wrong. I'm not gonna look at no boogeyman. However, I do know there are low vibrational entities, and thank you, thank you so much. I know that there's low vibrational entities, and I know that there are evil entities. I know also there are positive entities. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that I find out is that I just want to bring people to the forefront. Like, hey, think I want y'all to really open up your minds, your mind's eye, and start really listening to what people have to say, because they have to be genuine when they talk about stuff like this. They shouldn't have to ask you for no money at all. If you want to give your currency, it should be that you volunteered to do it. Not that they saying, if you like to donate, you can da 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 da. Here's my cash app. But listen, if you gotta say that, that shows that your heart and your mind, spirit, and soul is only connected and sold out for financial gain, and that you want to be in the YouTube, that you want YouTube fame and fortune. You want to be a YouTube celebrity. I'm not for that. All I want to do is open up the eyes of the people and have you think before you do. Have you think before you start researching or listening to somebody. There's so many things I want to say on this platform that I can't say on this platform because, know it or not, they probably would flag me. So that's why I'm like, I can't say what I really want to say. That's why I did create my Rumble account. So my thing is, I want everybody to educate themselves. Like you said, keep educating yourself. Yes, that's all I want to do. Keep on educating, not just myself, but many others. But please, everybody, look up the sister, Miss Nebraska. Please keep in mind, we gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. And please listen to people carefully. Use the power of discernment and listen to people carefully when they're talking. And understand, if they asking for donations at the end of their videos, they already letting you know who they are. I'm telling you what I know. If they're asking for donations and you're not giving the chance to give a free will offering, then they're not really in it to help out the people. They're only in it to what? Get money and get become YouTube famous. Is it's no point of doing that. Your heart and mind should be genuine and should be wanting to show people and tell people the truth that you have found out, to start unraveling and having people become independent thinkers. On that note, please look up Miss Nebraska. Look up the video with Bobby Hammond talking about the Washita Empress that passed away, Bernadette. Um, I think her name is Bernadette Washington Gostin L. Bay. I think that's her name. And I'm about to go ahead in the house before it start pouring down even more because my phone already getting wet. Please educate yourselves. And I made you, is that Merle? I think I made you a mod too. I have a lot of mods when they pop up on here, but I don't really say too much. I don't do too many videos, but when I do, I try to bring something that can be helpful. And also look up the Haitian and Louisiana connection, because a lot of people they took as slaves over here and took them over there to Haiti as well. And then a lot of Haitians came over here as well too. So that's also the reason why a lot of people in the West Indies or the Caribbean have the carnival when they have the feathers and everything that show you they're indigenous, who they are indigenously over here. Because it goes back to what I said, the Empress Sheba the Third, who's in Africa, Empress Sheba the Third, who's in Africa, in a video that she had did 13 years ago, she said that the Americas, I mean that the Africa started is connected. She said the Africa is from Africa to India to the Americas. That's how powerful and how large the African kingdom really is. Okay? So this empress is still alive today. Her name is Empress Sheba the Third. She did a video or interview 13 years ago. She talked about the seven original tribes of Africa, and she said the kingdom of Africa stretched from Africa to India to the Americas. Then there's a video that I recommend that you watch by Dr. Eugene Adams called The Africans in Asia. Look that video up. The Africans in Asia. Peace, fam. The Africans in Asia. Look that up as well. I just want to share that information with y'all. I'm out of here. It's your boy Greenlight, Cosmic Angel Fire, aka Brother B Forte Ill. Love you all. I will catch y'all tomorrow. And also, if I come back on here this time, because I said my kids was going to come on here, they didn't. They were busy. If they're not busy today, I will have them do a stream today. If not, after school tomorrow, they will do a live stream. I love you all. Thank you. May the ancestors and the great mother protect you and yours that are striving for righteousness. Love you.